This is your degenerate power hour, your late night golden shower, too ill to be sick, so thick you can't split. That carnival spin with the rictus grin. I'm Joel, he's BMO, and this is Vagrants and Vandals Radio. Alright, you like that?
I did like
You
that.
like that? Let's get into it then.
Enthusiastic.
Yeah, that's how I like to roll. You know, I really missed my calling in life, I think, as some sort of a showman.
You've squandered your talents.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree.
You're up in the honey hole.
That's right. Broadcasting from the honey hole.
Instead of being on the big screen, but hey, I'm okay with that.
You know, you're not the first person to give me the whole kind of like, what are you doing here speech. And it's like, well, that's a backhanded compliment.
You got the gift of gab, and I mean, I was talking to Jay about that and saying that all this shit we did, as far as like movie making, you know, small films and the backyard wrestling guy.
Yeah,
how embarrassing. Serpent. I mean, even for me, I mean, I'm better because of it. But yeah, you definitely are on a different level.
But that's the thing, though. It's like...
but you can't play an instrument, so go fuck yourself.
No, I can't. One, like, all of life, like, and the longer I've lived, the more and more I see how true it is. It ain't what you know, it's who you know.
Oh, certainly.
And then I think part of it, too, it's like, you know how many times I've actually looked into... I feel that my mental health has held me back in life. And that's not me making any excuses for it. I've been in therapy now for 7 years. I've been on like 6 different antidepressants. I actively read articles and try and practice like mindfulness and different techniques to sort of rein it in.
I'm still in the bottle and deal with later stage, which I don't think is ever going to go away from me.
I mean, you might want to consider it.
Dude, I'm bad.
You might want to consider it. My point is, I think it's difficult to... I absolutely feel like I've been hampered by my mental health.
Are you scared of success?
I've wondered that before. Like, is part of like...
I'm going to need you to drop that then if that's the case, because what are we doing here?
Well, listen. So it's like if you grow up working class or poor, and you develop certain habits and relationship with money, that starts to inform your decisions for the rest of your life. And I think it's difficult to rewire that framework inside your brain and think about these things in a different, healthier way. I'm used to either just getting by or doing okay enough in life. So it's very difficult to get into a different mindset of like seeing money like a wealthy person or like a true middle class person.
So you would say you grew up poor.
Poor-ish.
And now middle class.
Middle class, no, not at all.
Class, but you know what I mean by that, like,
working class, certainly.
Right, okay, working class. Whereas I grew up working class. Greg made decent money. My mom made decent money. Never went without. I mean, enough disparaging emotional distress.
Sure, that crosses all socioeconomic boundaries.
Never went without. Like, we had like the best of everything for the most part. Andrew took advantage of that more than I did. But
you hear that, Dan Head?
now
you just opened the door for him to call in and defend himself.
Well, that's fine. I have no problem with that. I don't think he would disagree. He always wanted name brand shit, which because he was a fucking popular kid. I didn't give a fuck. I wore the same gray hoodie every day.
Yeah, I mean, I think kids are programmed to care about that shit because what do kids have a lot of time? Or a lot of time.
Yeah.
So they're watching TV, now they're watching tablets, computers. They are plugged in to commercialization like no one else.
Now it's even worse because dude, all these kids at the school, Prime is like the thing.
Oh my god, you're talking about the stupid drink?
Yeah. And now, hear me out. It is fucking delicious.
I've not tried it.
Dude, don't, because if you don't want to drink it, it's good.
Is it an energy drink?
No, they had two. There was an energy drink and a hydration drink.
Okay.
So we do the hydration one. And you've been drinking? You had a long night of drinking. You was smoking. You was eating bad food. You wake up, you feeling bad. Half a bottle of the red, the strawberry, whatever the fuck kind it is. Boom.
Lincoln's been talking about it recently because kids at school are talking about it. We were watching
get Prime, baby. Gotta get Prime.
We were watching WrestleMania. Logan Paul now wrestles, and he was in a program with a high-profile wrestler, Seth Rollins.
Pretty athletic.
Oh yeah, no,
I was like, holy.
I've been impressed with his in-ring work and
dude,
his heel persona.
Like a professional.
Yeah, no, he's very talented in that regard. But he came to the ring with a mascot Prime bottle. And so Lincoln, he's like, oh, Prime. I'm like, what the hell's Prime? I'm like, how's my 8-year-old? And ever since, like, Dad, will you let me get some Prime? And I'm like, son, I haven't even looked into it. Is it an energy drink? What? I don't know what's in it. Like, you're 8 years old. I'm like, I don't think I'm going to let you.
The energy one's in a can. It's carbonated.
Okay.
Like a Red Bull, essentially.
Yeah.
And then the other one's like, kind of looks like a Gatorade bottle, essentially. Okay. Just,
Well, I said to him, I go, well, there's 2 factors here, son. I want to know what's in it, and I want to know how much it costs. And he was like, oh, it's like $12.99 a case. I was like, I've heard enough. No.
$2 a bottle.
Oh, $2. Okay.
Yeah. Like a kid. Okay, so one of these kids at school, they had to put up on their locker was their hopes and dreams.
Mm-hmm.
And now I don't know this kid's story, like what kind of home life he comes from. I have no idea. I just know him. He's my little alien buddy. He's got a real big noggin, real small body, and he always waves at me. And it's just one of my little hey buddies. Like, hey man, what's going on? You having a good day? Well, his hopes and dream was, I want to try Prime. I'm like, bro.
Like, I think you missed the assignment.
Like how bad is it? Like, how bad is it at home, Dad? This is your hopes.
That's pretty bad.
So I said, fuck it, I'm getting this kid a Prime.
Sure.
So I went to the store, I bought 3 of them. $6. One for Bourbon, one for Gibson. Dropped those off in their classes. The kids are like, remember when you knew a kid in school that had a parent that worked in the school and they're always getting like McDonald's?
Hated that fucking kid.
Dude, of course you did. And everyone's like, well, I want a Prime. Like, well, my fucking kid, and I don't even know your name, so get away from me. Or I bring in donuts for the staff. Just like Dexter, nobody questions the guy that brings in donuts.
Except for the one agent. He never bought Dexter's shit.
So I do that a lot, and those kids are always, because the teachers will get their donuts and, I want a donut. I'm like, I just trail off. But I bought that kid a Prime and I dropped it off to him, and dude, it was like Christmas morning on his face. It was ridiculous. Like his eyes were like so wide. I'm like, what did that say? He reads it to me, and I open up the bag, and he's like, is this for me? Is this for real?
You lean in, you're like, dream fulfilled. Stop your goddamn whining.
Funny thing is, so that's earlier in the day, and I'm coming into work at 3. I'm gonna eventually cross paths him and see him, but I'm walking down the hallway just to scout what's going on.
Uh-huh.
He's on the hallway in tears, getting talked to by I call him the Enforcer. I don't know what his actual title is, but it is, dude. Super nice guy, real like soft talker.
Mm-hmm.
But he's a big dude, and he's there to like figure out what is going on with these kids. And I walk by, and the kid, his eyes are just like side eyes me, and then it's like, what's his head down? Like
he disappointed you.
I was like, it's all good, man. It is what it is. I'm like,
little homie, I could tell you stories. There's no disappointing me. You're like, you see this elephant leg? You want to hear how I got that?
Oh, you're gonna love this. One of Bourbon's friends brought his lunch. Decided he didn't want that, so he goes up to the lunch line. And they have a count of how many people are getting. I mean, all school lunch is free now for the kids, but they need a count of who's doing that, who brought their lunch.
Right.
This kid's like, I left my lunch at home, so they're like, you don't have no lunch over there. He's like, no, like if we go over there right now, you're not gonna have lunch. He goes, and he just walks over. I was telling everybody, I was like, yeah, that reminds me when I tried claiming free lunch and Joel fucking ratted my ass out. No, you don't.
I forgot about that. But
you rich motherfucker.
I was just reacting. And part of me, though, like, I was offended because I'm like, you ain't in the poor kids club.
I know we've talked about this before.
Yeah, we did.
Blood Puppets Radio.
Well, there was a time when I was too young. I didn't realize that free lunch meant I was poor.
That's certainly what it meant.
I had this idea.
Or reduced lunch.
I had this idea in my head that I was just in like some special group of kids.
What was you little orphan Annie, bro?
Like we won the lottery or something. We got free lunch, and I was like, sweet. Like it was something to be happy about. And then one day,
pizza day, bitches.
One day it clicked, and I was like, oh. And I stopped saying free lunch so loudly and so proudly. Started saying it a little more quietly.
And how dare some fucking middle class kid try to claim, yo, what's right for the free lunch? You should be getting seconds before he gets first. Your own cousin.
Wow, this was quite a sidewinder we went on.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, so I'm not even gonna try and summarize that. I'm gonna challenge you to something here.
All right.
Now we could put a wager on it if you like. We don't have to.
Well, what is it?
Oh, we're gonna engage in a hay off. A hay off.
Oh God! I mean, I only have one hay.
This is how it's played though. We're gonna do a best of 7. Okay. This is how the game's played. We go back and forth saying hey in various ways, however you want. You can put whatever vocal inflection on it you want. You can string it out as long as you want. But you can't break eye contact. You break eye contact?
That's odd.
No, wait. You break eye contact or you laugh, you lose that round. Now, I'll tell you this. I sat at work in a room by myself doing this week, and at first you're like, well, this isn't going to make me laugh. Maybe 3-4 in, I'm dying laughing. I'm like, oh my God, I was like, I got to make this a best of 7.
With yourself?
Yeah. Well, I was
in a mirror?
No. I was imagining you sitting there.
Like, I'm very confused.
I was imagining you and we were going back and forth.
And I feel like you have an unfair advantage because I've been drinking. But I never turned down a challenge, motherfucker.
All right.
And I can turn my funny off pretty easily. It's just not laughing.
So I say, well, you might win this.
It's not going to be easy.
I say we put $1 American $1 on this.
Okay.
And we crown a hay off champ.
All right.
Okay.
I don't know if I have any actual cash.
That's okay. You can
I
owe
say
me.
That I was poor.
You can owe me. It's okay if I win.
Well, I guess we can maybe do this multiple times, and we'll just tally up the.
Yeah, sure.
Know,
yeah.
When someone hits $10, we'll pay that.
Hay off, okay.
Oh my God!
I
already want to laugh.
We're sitting roughly 2 feet apart for the listeners.
The eye contact. How the fuck?
Eye contact.
That's
what's going to make it. I'll take
unfair.
the glasses off if you think that's an unfair advantage.
No, I'll put them back on.
I'll let you know. It makes my vision worse, so I can't see as many details.
You look like the Undertaker.
Me and Jason have been told that before. Yeah,
it's really odd.
Yeah. My cousin Jenny used to have a gay friend who seemed to have an attraction to both myself and Jason, and he made that comment once to Jason. He was like, "You look like the Undertaker. You want to tombstone me, boy?"
I'll drive that ass.
All right, you want to go first? You want me to start?
No, is there eye contact or breaks in between?
You lose.
The round?
You have to keep eye contact.
The whole time.
Well, once a round's over, you can reset.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, do you want to go first?
No, the round ends when we both go.
No. The round ends when one of us breaks. That person wins the round.
Fuck. Okay, I get it.
So do you want to go first?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I feel like I got to get out in front of it. Okay. No laughing. That's ridiculous.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
Dude. Give me a second. Re-go over the rules for a second. I gotta make
It's simple. All right. So for those of you who don't know, you're like a hay off. Ever since we were pretty young, I don't know, 12, 13 maybe, we just always do this stupid hi. Our parents hated it. Our grandparents hated it.
Get in the zone.
And it's just something like you can say it at any time. You can say it as a greeting. You can say it if you think something's stupid. You can say it if you're being admonished and you have no good explanation for your behavior, and you just say, hi. Sometimes we throw in a, well, hi. So, yeah, that's what it is. So we'll go back and forth saying that, and whoever laughs first loses that round. Or breaks eye contact. Like, the eye contact, to me, is the hook.
I can't even look at you without saying it in the eyes and not laugh. It's not possible. Oh, my God, dude. Jesus Christ. All right. Hey.
Hi.
Oh, my God, eye contact. So does that count as a round, then?
That'll be the practice round.
All right. Fuck. Okay. Hi.
Hi.
Count it, Johnny. 1.
Okay, I'll start off.
Not easy to do. Not easy to do.
Hope on that spike in the audio there. All right. Hi.
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 Hey.
Hi.
God, the eye contact thing, I can't do it.
Okay, so that's 1-1 then. 1-1.
Fuck.
You kicked this one off.
I really think you should be able to break eye contact as long as you go right back to it like within a second.
Nah, man.
I'm looking like at your nose. I'm not even looking at your eyes.
This is how it's done. 1-1.
Holy
Game
fuck,
3.
Dude. I'm running out of the haze, I'm going to be honest with you. I only got the gay hay and the burly hay. Oh.
Come on, man. The dead air.
I'm sorry.
This isn't that serious. Hi.
I ain't giving on that one, motherfucker. Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
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 Dude, what?
Motherfucker, I was holding on so good, dude. I was holding on so good.
Alright, I'll start this one off.
I felt like my face wasn't going to move and I lost it.
Game 4. I'm up 2-1. Here we go. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Hi.
I said hi.
Hi. You almost had me.
Oh, fuck.
3-1. This is
good lord.
You're on the brink of elimination.
Yeah, I'm not feeling real confident.
You get to kick this one off, though.
I'm not.
It ain't even about like being out of. It's just maintaining.
I know it's a staring contest, but with a little bit of talking involved. Hey.
Hi.
Fuck you, dude. How long you holding that one for? God damn, you sick fuck. What's wrong with you?
Brandon went with this sort of deep, stranger danger voice, and I just quickly snapped my head to the side, and as you heard, one with a high-pitched one. I didn't think I was going to get you with the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Damn, 4-1. You had me close a couple of times. Like, my jowls were a quiver. I was like, I got to hold it. I've just felt it thumping in my chest.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That was fun. Okay, so earlier this week, we were generating ideas for things we could talk about. And, just from past experience, you sometimes send me things. I'm like, what is he talking about? So you sent me this thing. You're like, let's talk about how whenever you hear a ghost story, it's about a white ghost. And at first I'm like, what does he mean? Like someone wearing a white sheet? But you mean like in any story, it's about some dead white people, right?
There's always dead white people.
You tell me you've never heard a story that involved ghosts that were of any other ethnicity.
Listen,
race.
I watch a lot of shows about this stuff, and like Netflix has a bunch of like the reenactment shows where the person tells their story.
Yeah.
Not only is it almost 100% always a white person telling the story, it's almost always a Caucasian ghost, and I don't mean because they're white and misty.
No, I hear you.
Because they have good credit score and they're on top of their shit, even in the afterlife.
You're white. Do you have a good credit score?
It's not bad.
What is?
It's not good. What, you want my social security number too?
No, but it's just a credit score.
Fuck you.
Ain't that good?
It's not. It's like 620 maybe.
Oh, no, that's actually pretty good. That is
great,
pretty good.
But it came up like it was.
Yeah.
Bad. Not good.
I mean, I've seen plenty of paranormal shows where people of color, non-white people, are featured
as the ghosts.
I'm sure I've seen. So, you're talking about like supposed true life stories. You're not talking about like
right,
Hollywood films.
No, I'm talking about even in movies, really.
Well, in movies, you could argue simply that minorities have been underrepresented for years and years, and they're only starting to kind of get more mainstream.
But I'm talking about real life.
Okay, fine.
It's always some old white Victorian. Or maybe even like late 1800s. It's always like one of those two. It's never like 1970s fucking crackhead, fucking black or white, really. But
yeah, you had to throw that in there to save yourself there. You're like, oh, I didn't want
anyone making assumptions about what I might be thinking. I wanted to make it quite clear that crackheads come in all shapes and sizes and colors.
Well, not shapes. Most of them are very thin because they don't eat. They're living off of crack. I mean, I can't think of any immediate examples, but I am certain that in all my years of viewing that kind of content, I've seen black people represented as ghosts.
I would need you to cite sources for that. I'm curious.
Okay, I'll try and find something this week. Well, what is the point here? Like, why is it
that ghosts probably aren't real if you don't have them all ethnicities? I mean, it doesn't make unless we all turn white when we die.
What the?
Is that possible?
That's a very strange...
And when everyone dies, they become Caucasian.
That's a very strange leap of logic. Oh, no, I do have an example. This is actually an example of a story that was told to me. When I worked at the Henry Ford Museum, many people there have ghost stories about the place, about the museum or the village or one of the many facilities in the village. I had my own experiences there. They were weird. I'll talk about them sometime.
Was your wallet pickpocketed?
It was not.
By the African American ghost?
It was no. God, no. Someone in management there. This was their story. Lady named Kathy. This was during, I believe it was they do the Halloween nights there. Mm-hmm. She had an employee. So wait,
this is a haunted house.
So Greenfield Village, they do what they call Halloween nights. So people get like in period dress and they play a character.
Right. What, like late 1800s or Victorian times? Just like the ghosts.
I'm trying to story. I'm trying to think of when it would be. Well, I mean that. I would say because I went to it. I went to I went to Halloween nights and I went to holiday nights once. I would say what we would popularly associate with like early 20th century, right. So early 1900s, that kind of style and dress. So you'll come across carolers, you'll come across little shows that are going on. They've decorated, lights are up, there's Halloween decorations.
Sounds like fun.
Well, she was getting radioed by an employee at the Henry Ford Museum. So those of you that don't know, the Henry Ford Museum and Greenfield Village was basically Henry Ford's like playland. Henry Ford, of course, was a very wealthy businessman, so much so that.
Can I interject real quick?
Yeah.
Just side note, fuck Henry Ford for inventing the 5-day 40-hour work week. Fuck him and fuck his agenda. What about 4 days at 10 hours apiece? How about 3 days at 12? I don't give a fuck, but 5 days for 2 days off.
I think this is a broader conversation we can have on capitalism.
Every time I hear Henry Ford, it drives me nuts.
So Henry Ford, because he was so wealthy, I mean, Henry Ford was so wealthy and so powerful in this area, Dearborn was pretty much his plaything. He had his own like private police force. So a guy like that,
private police force,
pretty much, yeah.
Holy shit. That's OG status.
He would just buy things, like famous people's things. He bought the Wright brothers' home, I believe it was from North Carolina, and had it moved to Greenfield. It's the actual home.
How do you move a home?
He didn't just like have a replica built. He was like, no, I'll shell out the money to have it moved here. I want the
actual house.
So all of Greenfield Village is filled with artifacts and houses like that. They came from other parts of the country.
I just don't understand how you move a house like with foundation. Like, how's that possible?
If you're rich, man, you can hire people to do what's
got to be done. I don't care how much it costs. Get me the goddamn Washington Monument.
So one of the artifacts there are what are called Hermitage slave houses. So they're houses at one time. I'm not sure where they were from in the country that housed slaves. Well, a volunteer or a worker they were near the slave houses playing their character, whatever that character was, I don't know. And they got scared because they kept seeing, like it was playing on a loop, a black slave girl. And she'd walk by, kind of look at the worker, and then kind of fade in the distance. And then maybe several...
Was she in full color?
I didn't get
that. Know she was black.
I didn't get that detail.
Ghostly white.
I'm sure they picked that up by her facial features.
What are you implying?
I'm implying that white people and black people and Asian people have different facial features.
I don't see it.
Come,
I don't see it, bro. I'm too woke for that shit.
Okay, well, even if you're watching a black and white movie where there's no color, you tell me you watch a black and white movie and you're like, man, is that a white guy, a black guy, an Asian guy?
I can't even tell the men from the women. I just don't see that shit anymore, bro.
Maybe you should get your eyes checked.
I'm woke. I don't see man or woman. I see people.
Anyways, sees a little slave girl, and I think I don't even think you need to, like, black people were enslaved in this country for like 400 years.
True that.
Okay, so she sees this apparition, calls up the manager, is like, I am not standing here. So of course manager's like, you're full of shit. So the manager goes over. This is this Catholic lady. Goes over, sees it herself, and was like, hell no, I am out of here.
His answer should have been a black ghost hogwash. They don't exist. So
there you go. There's your black ghost.
All right, I'll take that. I mean, that is a unverified account, but there's no reason to lie.
All sorts of stories there that people had.
We can agree that, though, in general, most ghost stories are white ghosts.
Sure, but I think that just speaks to a societal bias that we're still overcoming, where minorities are less represented in literature and in movies and yada yada yada.
Not with me. My best friend is black. Love that motherfucker.
Well, you think that gives you some sort of street cred?
It definitely does. I feel like it does. I feel like after you've handed out your 100th Pop-Tart, you fucking get like a little pass. Just do whatever you want in the hood.
Handed out a Pop-Tart?
It's actually 200 Pop-Tarts because it's 2 in a motherfucking pack.
And you're keeping count?
Oh, I know how much we buy. And how many I eat.
Wait a second. What are you trying to say? Like, you're going around the neighborhood handing Pop-Tarts out to black kids?
Oh, no, not black kids, black adults. Just one. Jay.
Second.
What is confusing about this?
Why are you routinely giving him Pop-Tarts?
Man's hungry.
You can't give him something better than a Pop-Tart? A sandwich? Slice of pizza?
No, he wanted Pop-Tarts. He's got toaster buddies at home, so we give him the real deal. Foil wrapper.
Why ain't you just the goddamn philanthropist?
You ever seen, like, American Gangster? Like, was it Bunky who was handing out the Thanksgiving turkeys? That's like me with Pop-Tarts. Without a truck. And it's just one black guy, not a whole neighborhood.
Okay. And this is your friend Jay, and we're gonna have him on the podcast at some time.
Best friend, he'll correct you. Don't worry.
Your best friend. Now, your best friend or your best black friend?
No, he's my best friend. And my best black friend.
Is he your only black friend?
No, there's a couple.
There's a couple of them. Do you give them Pop-Tarts?
No. They never asked. I would not give them Pop-Tarts if they asked. I'd like to treat everyone the same, no matter the circumstance. Jay treats our house like a convenience store.
What are you trying to say?
He comes in here and he steals things. Exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna. I look forward to meeting this character and asking him about these allegations you've made.
Oh, he can't fucking deny it. There ain't no way.
Wow. Okay.
No, he's a good dude. Ex-Marine. He's a real cool dude.
What's he do?
Now he is working at the gas station, I believe. Okay. I think.
All right.
That man changes jobs like people change their underwear. It was Chipotle, gas station, Dairy Queen, gas station.
Pop-Tart connoisseur.
Pop-Tart.
You're his Pop-Tart dealer. All right. Well, Faith, from one potentially controversial subject, let's get into another, because I think there's going to be points here where you and I disagree, and that makes for some good radio.
I believe that.
And before I forget, if you guys, yeah, you go ahead. I'll handle the plugs here. Brandon's off to get himself another alcoholic beverage. That's number 4 on the since we've begun. He just admitted to having a few before I showed up as well. Okay, so yes, if you'd like to comment on anything on the podcast, you can email us at vagrantsnvandals@gmail.com. That is the letter N in the middle of the two words, vagrantsnvandals@gmail.com. Okay, so let's move on, because this is a contentious issue. And, I gave some thought before we started, as we were leading into the podcast, like, okay, do we even want to cover politics, because people are such babies about it. And I have very strong political opinions.
Agree to disagree with me, people. It doesn't matter.
I mean, there's some cases where it's like, well, whatever. I'm not going to get into a broad thing. Let's talk specifically on this issue. You wanted to discuss the controversy over Bud Light beer.
It's not even so much as a controversy that I want to talk about. It's just the fact that the whole thought was that, like, dude, because my beer is fucking expensive. It's not cheap. I drink too hard at IPA.
Well, sure, you're a man that eats Pop-Tarts. Only the finest for you.
Exactly. But I was like, I wish I drank that shitty-ass beer, because if I did, I could be getting it so much cheaper than what I'm getting mine at now.
So that's what you're telling me. So because of this, like, there's a backlash against Bud Light now, and the prices dropped dramatically.
They put a trans woman on the can, and people threw a fucking fit. Now, I will agree that
rednecks threw a fit. Normal people didn't give a shit.
No, I think, I guess.
Who's drinking Bud Light? Rednecks.
Rednecks, yeah. Now the guy is punchable. Like, he's just got that face. Like, it's just annoying. Like, but whatever. It's just on the can. It doesn't affect what the fuck's in the can.
Now,
if there was like a new trans person in this IPA, I'd still fucking drink this IPA proudly, because it's fucking delicious.
That's because you're a normal human being in that regard.
That's a trans fish, actually. They don't tell you. So
they got one pie on us.
Look at his face, or her face. Look at her face, dude, and tell me that's not.
You're assuming that fish's pronouns. They're gonna come for you next.
I've seen the backside of the can, bro.
What's on it?
Another fucking trans fish. 2 of them.
While they load it up,
chasing ass, bro.
They're gonna be the next ones in trouble. So here's the thing: I didn't know. This Dylan Mulvaney, I'd never heard the name, didn't know who they were. I thought initially when I saw the controversy, it was because Kid Rock in his infinite wisdom was shooting Bud Light cans. I thought they were simply upset because there was a rainbow on the can.
No.
But apparently
it's the actual face, like,
I will definitely say a very strange marketing decision for a beer company.
A female is the head of the marketing. Like, she's like the main person. I just watched an interview about it. And they pretty much said they were trying to go with what, cause she pretty much said a certain type of person drinks Bud Light.
Yeah.
Trying to broaden that.
Sure. Okay.
But in trying to broaden that,
they alienated some of their long-term customers.
Yeah, it's trouble.
But guess what? These things always die down, and those Bud Light drinkers, they've been drinking Bud Light for years for a reason. They gonna come back to it.
The fucking pictures, dude. It's like, I don't know. I guess it's not this person's face. It's just the way they printed it on the can and the colors.
Yeah, I haven't even seen it.
Let me see it up right now. Give me a second. It's just annoying.
So you're saying the thing, you could care less that they've put this trans person on the beer can, because
I couldn't care. I don't care at all.
You're saying you find this person annoying.
They have a very annoying,
yeah, and that's fine.
Look about them.
And that comes back to, like, we have this thing in our society where it's like, don't criticize this group or that group, because you could be seen as being homophobic or racist or blah blah blah.
That's a man. Oh, I mean, now a female. A man trans into a woman. It's been a year.
It's 2 things. One, without checking the undercarriage, pretty hot. I'll say it. Well, you're telling me that's not. You're telling me if walking down the street at a glance, you wouldn't think that was an attractive woman.
That picture and the angle, I can see what you're saying, but you got to look at other.
Well, sure, I know photography.
The minute
there's
the
all
mouth
sorts
opens up, dude,
it's all like angles and lighting. The can, though, that is a strange. It is not a flattering image. It's a weird image.
It's just annoying. Like, I mean, but that's not going to affect the taste of the goddamn beer. Now, if you like Bud Light, then drink it up.
I'm not a beer drinker at all. I could absolutely care less. So you told me this is like an influencer personality.
I'm pretty sure
for like LGBTQ issues.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, companies are free to do what they want, and obviously the public is allowed to vote with their dollars. But to me, the issue is it's very clear that there is a strain of conservative men in this country who are laughably insecure about traditional gender roles, and they need to get the fuck over it. That being said, yeah, no one's got to like this one particular individual. I don't know anything about him. I've never heard him speak. Maybe they are annoying, but that's not what these people are complaining about.
As an act of good faith, will you go gay for 2 weeks?
Why would that be an act of good faith?
On behalf of your agenda.
I don't have an agenda.
Oh, you have an agenda.
And as someone who's not gay, I'm not interested in going gay for 2 weeks.
What is with the rainbow barrette in your hair?
There is no rainbow barrette in my hair.
People believe what the fuck you want.
But if there were a rainbow barrette in my hair, it would simply identify that I was an ally for these disenfranchised people. Barrette, I think. Barrette, I guess.
I don't wear them. I'm male.
Well, neither do I. Why are you looking at me like that? I don't wear barrettes.
I'm like the guy from the last episode with the snake worm or the sandpit monster. I'm gonna push that line of folklore. It's just gonna build on its own, baby.
I got my hair tie or ponytail holder, of course, but
cut that fucking.
That's hair about it. Shit. That's not happening. Not happening. In fact, my hair's been long for most of my adult life now.
I'm aware.
I ain't cutting it.
I'm aware.
Remember when I started at the plant and you were like, "Better cut your hair. You're gonna get scalped."
That dude did get scalped.
I know. I saw the pictures.
Ripped his whole fucking head off. Not his whole head, but his whole.
Oh yeah, I saw pictures.
Skin flap.
I saw pictures. I wasn't gonna be scared though into cutting my hair. I tied my hair up in a bun, put it under a hat.
Macho man. Like, goddamn, bro. Gives a fuck. Cut your hair if you're in a factory. You have to. It's so dangerous.
I didn't.
That dude.
That's fine.
That dude that one steel mill I worked at.
Yeah.
Got sucked through fucking steel rollers, bro.
So he's dead.
Yeah. His skin was separated from all his internal organs, bro.
Were you there when it happened?
Fuck no! I'd have been like, I'm out of here, dude. That's crazy.
So this was a story you were told when you got there?
Yeah, they had a big plaque hanging on the wall with his picture, and I just asked around.
Wait, before or after he got rolled?
After.
Wow.
I don't think he was like a model employee. He wasn't even.
No, I was making a joke. Was it a picture of him before he went through the machine?
Oh, yeah. No, they had the picture of him before, and there was a little glass jar with what was left.
So, okay, describe this machine and what does it do?
So there's a belt that runs, big giant tarp belt.
Yeah.
And it runs for rollers. So it's feeding this thing at 1,000 miles
So it creates
an hour.
steel.
Yeah. No,
steel cylinders.
It's moving the steel down the line.
Okay.
And it's shooting it off to where it's got into this little trap thing.
Yeah.
Well, they had to change a belt, so they fucking cut the belt off. The machine's all shut down, depowered. So they thought.
Yeah.
He gets too close, doing something, working on something.
And it was still going?
No, it was stopped.
Okay, it started up. It got what? It catches clothes?
Armin. I mean, dude, we're talking. Dude, like a piece of paper goes through this. It's so thin.
I'm surprised it didn't just like take his hand off or something.
No, dude, it rolled him all the way through. I mean, dude, all his whole body went through.
And it came out the other end? Was there security footage?
I'm sure. And in fact, I guarantee there was because we were always on camera.
I'm not even going to pretend I would love to see it.
No.
Love to see. You wouldn't watch that?
Dude, seeing all their internal shit come out their ass end. Like, I'm sure the asshole was just like... and just, dude, it's so tight. It's such a
I hear you, dude.
That all your fluids, all your internal organs are shooting out the ass. And you're just a skin sack. You're like an Edgar suit laying on the fucking floor, bro. Men in Black. Big bug put you on. This is wearing an Edgar suit.
Wow. I would not want to be the manager who's got to make the phone call to the next of kin on something like that.
No, that whole place went in like panic mode. They had to shut everything down because of OSHA,
sure.
Obviously, but
they're gonna have to investigate it. They're gonna have to make new safety protocols so that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, dude, he was like I think 20-something years old.
Oh wow!
I can't remember his name. Obviously, we couldn't say it anyways. But yeah, he had a wife and a few kids, and died for the job. Got a plaque.
Yep, that's the country we live in.
A dusty plaque.
A dusty plaque at that.
As a custodial agent, I recognize things like that. And I'm like, what the fuck isn't that dusted?
You really wouldn't watch security footage of that, though?
Ah, dude, I mean, I would.
Like, is there a curiosity to watch it at least?
Oh, certainly, because I want to see if it looks like what I think it would look like.
Yeah.
People seen it firsthand. There was people that were working with him, like people that got some of him on him.
I guess the only thing that surprises me, like I said earlier, I'm surprised it didn't just like rip a finger off, rip a hand off, and then that was that. It sucked his whole body in.
Sucked him in, dude.
That's some pressure.
Dude, your shirt gets caught. Dude, you're fucked.
Yeah.
I seen a guy on a lathe. I seen this video. This is a video I seen. Just as fucking bad, if not worse, in my opinion. This guy's working on a lathe, a big high power one. Like, he reaches over, it snags his shirt, pulls his arm in, so it's wrapping it around. He's holding it as long as he can. Like, he's holding on. You can slowly see, and then he lets go. Like, just he stops holding it, and dude, this machine just boom, 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 boom. It was like a Mortal Kombat fatality, the way this guy exploded.
Where did you see this video at?
On YouTube. You probably could look it up. Wood lathe accident. It was, and then the guy walks in the footage right after it happens, and you can see he just does one of these like hands to his head, and like right out of the movie, falls to his knees, like his good buddy.
The guy who
walked in on that happening. Dude, all that was spinning on the lathe was like the guy's jacket. And like whatever little bit of flesh was left. But yeah, dude, fucking gnarly, man.
Yeah, that's something.
I mean, I put a 3-inch staple right through my fucking finger.
Yeah, I remember that.
Right through the palm of my hand.
Yeah.
And that pales in comparison.
I was, I was always pretty careful when I was at the plant, but I was lucky to not have any serious injuries. I did one time I walked into, there was some hanging, like, overbeam from some piece of, I walked into it, it literally knocked me on my ass.
Yeah.
But, and remember the steel banding?
Oh, yeah.
I'd sometimes get cuts from that.
That's razor banding, bro. You kill somebody with that. You know, they found shiz there? People had taken that and cut it down to an edge and then sharpened it and then wrapped tape around it.
Not even any need to sharpen it.
What do you... Exactly.
One time I was wrapping a bundle and as I brought it back, the steel just flexed back and almost like licked my arm and...
Slice your
pretty decent cut, yeah.
I remember one time I was... Remember on the dumpsters, the handle you pulled it. So once you pull the handle, it dumps.
Yep.
When it comes back, you have to like release that.
Yeah.
So I had it down, and I'm like doing something, and I right against the grate, dude. Damn. If I didn't have a bump cap on, I'd have been, which was like a little plastic shield underneath your hat.
Yeah.
I'd have been fucked because there was fractures all through it. The cap had given away.
Damn.
Because dude, it was one of those big dumpsters. Boom! Right against the high-low grate. And I come out like this, like, I'm seeing stars. And Dave was like, he's like, are you okay? I'm like, I just put my head in the pinch point. I was like, I don't feel good. And then within a little bit, I come back to it. I was fine. Could have been a lot worse.
One time, I was trying to level off the scrap metal in one of the hoppers, one of the presses. Mm-hmm. And I remember scraping it, and a jagged piece kind of just had enough leverage, tension, flew out. Bink!
I've been hit.
And it was one of those things where, like, I was just far enough away where that was as far as it was going to go. It wasn't like it stabbed into me and I stopped it. That's just how far it was going to go, but I happened to be right there. And, like nothing went right through my shirt and made, like, I think a little mark on my chest. And I was like, yeah, I'm done doing this.
Yeah, fuck this shit. You were on wastewater for a while?
Well, so I started as a material handler on midnights, and then as soon as a bid came up, it was the wastewater bid. Yeah, well, yeah, you were working there.
Did I get anything for that?
I doubt it.
You doubt there's a referral? My fucking...
You tell me.
I don't remember getting anything.
I didn't get anything.
My place now has a referral program. You want to quit your city job and become a janitor like me? It's fun, bro.
No, I like my job.
Yeah.
Are
you hiring? Can I also be in charge of some city thing?
I'll let you know if anything opens up.
I'm an honest guy. I promise you, it'll be all right. Put me in charge of something.
Yeah, one day we'll have to talk in depth stories from FRM.
Oh yeah,
that was definitely stories there.
That, bro. You shouldn't.
Why not? Well, that's fine.
Freaky retail merchandise. What that stands for, people.
We don't work there anymore. What's the big deal?
Fuck that company. It was actually there was a lot of good people there. Like my Pastor Hammett was fucking amazing. I miss that guy so much. Remember little Jimmy?
Yeah,
he died.
Yep.
You know, rest in peace. God rest his soul. Poor dude. He's a fucking asshole. But
no, I met a lot of good people there, and quite frankly, at the time, the job, you know, like yes, I was on midnights. Yes, I had no social life. Yes, I was terribly depressed for these reasons, but it was a blessing at the time. That's, you know, that was like right when Melissa and I first split.
Right.
It was a really difficult time, but I mean, I needed the job then.
But you made good money there.
Yeah, once you got past your 90-day probation and then like the overtime.
Did you get incentive checks while you were there? Or did they cut that out by then?
They were maybe one or something like that. They were phasing that out. That's when they just dumped a couple extra bucks on everyone's hourly rate.
Sales fucking crack. Oh shit.
Well, sure. I mean, they did it because they were saving themselves money.
The incentive bonus was fucking tax free.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, that's a topic for another day. So like our last episode, I got a little story I want to read. Now this one's shorter.
This fucking one better be
It's shorter. Come on, you enjoyed the story though. The creatures from the sandpit story.
I mean, it's like if it was a movie, would I go see it again? Probably not. If it was on Tubi, would I watch it? Maybe. Fall asleep to it.
Now, so this is actually something.
Ooh, you look like Jason from that angle. You put your head up.
We are siblings.
Not good.
This is something that I wrote a couple years ago. This is based entirely on a true story. Now, in this story, I refer to the other character as my friend. This is actually my dad in this story. All right. This is entitled Expiration Date. I wrote this about 6 years ago.
Pardon me if I dip out. I'm going to take a leak.
You going to dip during my story?
I'll be listening. The door's open. I got to use the bathroom, bro.
All right, fine. Go take your piss.
Should I piss in a bottle right here? I mean, the audience won't mind if I step out.
I mean, honestly, we might need to rig up something like that. So you can't control your bladder.
Do we have to maintain eye contact as we're urinating and to not laugh? Because I'm willing to do that. That has to happen.
All right, I'm going to read this story. And feel free to interject your reactions once you get back from
the bathroom?
From your pissing. Oh, yeah, sure.
Great.
All right, so Brandon's now exiting for the second time in this episode. He has no discipline, no self-control. Anyways, expiration date. I wrote this back in 2017. And this was really, my mental health was in a very, very bad place at the time. Very dark time. I can actually hear Brandon's stream, and it's a powerful stream. He is on, what is he on? Drink number 1? Well, there's 4 empty cans in here, so he's pushing. I'm just gonna wait for him at this point. He's finishing up, likely dripping off his tallywhacker now. Did you wash your hands? He's not responding. Did you wash your hands?
No.
He did not wash his hands. He said it with no shame, and now he's going to get what I can only assume is another beverage. Yep, he's going to the mini fridge once again. You believe this? He just gets up, and he's done this before. Oh, we did the podcast at my apartment a couple of years ago. He was like, "I'm gonna go have a smoke." I'm like in the middle of a store. I was like, "What do you mean go have a smoke?"
Oh, shit. What do you want?
You two-fisting it, huh? Got some Sam Adams down.
Fucking weak ass 4.5, dude.
All right,
Porch Rocka.
Let's get to this story because then you got some tales of your own. All right, expiration date. I was just telling the audience this was written at a time my mental health was at one of its lowest points. It was rough. All right. It was hot. My skin was crawling, and on the whole, my mind was poisoned with the kind of things that make a man wrap his lips around a pistol. This shit sucked. It definitely sucked. Moments ago, I had exited the house for one mundane reason or another, probably merely as an excuse to keep moving. I think part of me thought that if I moved around enough, it would stop the incessant feeling of pins and needles bombarding my whole goddamn body. I'm pretty sure the entire exercise was a waste, but it did succeed on one front. I had survived the moment and lived to experience the next. Remember, it's the small things in life. It has to be, because for most of us, the big things are just one giant pile of steaming shit. So yeah, The little things. I opened the side door to the house, a house that was supposedly contaminated in some fashion or another. How was it contaminated? Hell if I knew. Nor did I care. I had come to accept that 50% of everything I had ever been told was pure bullshit. Another 30% was flagrant guesswork, and that left 15% that was right only by happenstance, and finally, 5% that was probably plain old factual. Mostly. Maybe. How the fuck should I know? The house seemed fine to my untrained senses, and that was good enough for me. Besides, I was only here to move a couple of items. A favor for a friend, which, this was my dad. He had insisted, now the story will be more humorous going forward with you knowing that tidbit. He had insisted on wearing some ridiculous mask that covered the nose and mouth, but the humidity made it difficult to breathe through that farcical piece of shit, so I tossed it aside, annoyed. In general, I was annoyed with the god-awful mind-numbing pace of it all. What the fuck was taking him so long? Just what in the hell were we aiming to accomplish today anyway? None of this should be taking so goddamn long. Yet here I was. Thumbs up asses. An innocent passerby might think we were enjoying this ridiculous charade, thumbs up asses and all, and even being in the know. As I was, I might be inclined to agree with that hypothetical son of a bitch. This shit was moving slower than a glacier and with all the fucking grace of a cripple on ice skates. Fuck! I was hungry and frustrated, and ever the curious type, I opened the pantry door to my right and found that it was well stocked with snacks and breakfast food. The house had been vacant for some 8 months, so naturally I began to check expiration dates. Mind you, those expiration dates weren't going to single-handedly determine what did and did not go into my mouth. Please! Expiration dates are suggestions at best, curiosities at worst. No stamped-on date was going to tell me what to do. Fuck that. I greedily jammed my hand into a box of Twinkies that had expired the previous September. I did not hesitate. If post-apocalyptic films had taught me anything, it's that Twinkies and cockroaches can survive damn near anything. What? Oh, right. The expiration date was one thing. But there was also the issue of the unknown toxins. Well, fuck those toxins if they even existed. And if they did, we were about to find out if I was made of hardier stuff. If not, then I would die. And so be it. Law of the jungle, motherfuckers. My teeth sawed through that iconic yellow sponge cake with zest, and that old boy didn't taste half bad. It wasn't good, mind you, but it was edible, and that was good enough for me. Most of the fluffy cream filling seemed to have disappeared, probably absorbed into the cake over the months. The end result was a bit dry, but I was alive, and I did not regret my decision. I turned the box over and had a laugh at a picture of Twinkie the Kid in his ridiculous cowboy outfit that oozed homoeroticism. This motherfucker was a goddamn trailblazer in the world of cartoon mascots. There was a knowing glint in his oversized eyes, and why the hell shouldn't there be? He had won. He was triumphant. Generations of gluttonous American slobs had rammed those soft, cream-filled yellow phalluses down their gullets and asked for more. Twinkie the Kid didn't even try to hide the fact that he was a certified rock god of the queer community. Dude just strutted his stuff. He even wore a cowboy hat that looked like a mutant penis. The innuendo was obvious. I swallowed. I set the box down and turned my attention next to a can of Pringles near the back of the cupboard. I could hear the sound of my friend on the phone coming from the basement. He seemed to be in the middle of some kind of strategy session. Why the fuck weren't we just moving this shit anyway? For a guy so concerned about invisible noxious fumes, he sure as hell was taking his sweet-ass time. Ooh, pizza-flavored Pringles. Perfect. As an added bonus, the expiration date had just passed days before. Emboldened by my success with the long-expired Twinkie, I greedily shoved a pair of chips into my gaping maw. The Pringles were not only stale, but held a hint of moisture. I darted out of the side door of the house once more and spat profusely. Fucking disgusting. I told you expiration dates are bullshit. Still hungry, and now pissed off from the Pringles setback, I struck back at the cupboard and eyed a clear plastic container of Fruity Pebbles. The cat's ass of cereals. I removed it from the shelf, opened the lid, and took a sniff. It smelled fine. I lowered my hand into the container and lifted a handful to my waiting mouth. It tasted fine, too. I plopped down on some stairs because, why the fuck not? After a few handfuls of multicolored goodness, my friend appeared at the base of the stairs and began to recite his plan to me for what seemed to be the 87th time that day. I just smiled at him, as if I had a sweet secret. I did not. But I did have that fucking cereal, and it was pretty satisfying. Suddenly, his face contorted, and he craned his neck like one of those velociraptors from Jurassic Park. I shit you not. A velociraptor. I chomped another fistful of the Fruity Pebbles, and it was all I could do not to laugh at the incredulous look upon his face. You're not eating those things, are you? The fuck did he think I was doing? Giving the little bastards a tongue bath? Of course I was fucking eating those things. I was definitely eating those things. Yeah, I replied. Somehow, his face contorted further. Now he looked like the world's most curious velociraptor. Do you know how long that stuff has been in there? The fuck? Yeah, I had put that together through motherfucking context clues. It was like the guy didn't know me at all. Now he was just annoying me with these dumbass questions, and I wasn't going to stop eating those Fruity Pebbles, tainted or not. Besides, the mystery gas or whatever the fuck had rendered this house inhabitable hadn't gotten us yet. I took a gander, I said dismissively before plowing another handful into my mouth. He stared at me perplexed, and then I laughed like a self-satisfied madman. A Fruity Pebble or two may have fallen from my mouth. Maybe the fumes were starting to get to me. Fuck it. I regret nothing. True story.
It's sad that it's a true story.
Oh, my mental health was...
But knowing who the friend is, that makes it so... Now, why can't you say who the friend is? Did George say?
It was my dad.
Okay. I didn't know that commercial.
Yeah, for whatever reason in the story, I was like,
Man Gray.
Yeah, I was like, I'll just say it was a friend.
Old Man Gray. Old Man Gray was something else.
Still is. So now we're
maybe catching up to me. I'm fumbling in my words.
We're coming to the end of our second episode here of Vagrants and Vandals radio. You wanted to share some tales from your current profession in a segment that we call the Janitor's Closet. Take it away, BMO.
I don't know if I might be using some technical terms. So if you're confused,
like mop, bucket.
Those are some of them.
Okay, go ahead.
There's so everyone carries walkies.
Like everyone that works in the school.
Yeah,
teachers and everyone.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a whole network. And there's codes.
Do people ever say funny shit over them?
Oh, I'm sure. I'm not really there during the day so much.
True.
I'm only there for maybe 2 hours when people are there.
Mm-hmm.
So you hear code V. What would that be?
That means listen to our podcast, Vagrants and Vandals.
Absolutely fucking correct. And I hope they start acknowledging that. Because there's a few teachers that I've told hey, you're my friend. I'm gonna need you to like and subscribe, and at least listen, even if it's half-heartedly. Pour yourself a glass of wine, sit back, laugh, relax. It'll be all right. It's like I'm just imagine me vacuuming your floor, but you're sitting in your house chilling.
Right? Yeah. Okay. That's an apt analogy. Yeah.
So code Brown.
That seems to be a pretty obvious one. That you literally say code Brown over the walkie-talkies.
Code Yellow.
Come on,
you're in.
No, yeah, okay, no.
You're in some trouble. That's what that means. Because poo's one thing. It's not a splatter fest. It's not a fucking horror show.
Yeah.
But urine's fucking liquid's gonna run.
Mm-hmm.
So now this is not an official code, but PT.
PT, huh?
Phantom turd.
Phantom turd.
Now,
what's a phantom turd?
There are cameras all over that school,
mm-hmm.
along with the radios. So there's not really many unseen places other than in the classroom. And it's not crazy that a turd will show up in a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
So, which, hey, it is what it is. Kid gets anxious, shits his pants.
rolls it down his pant leg. I guess so.
But where the true majesty comes in, the artistry,
mm-hmm.
is when the kid walks down the main hallway.
Yeah.
And squeezes it out and rolls it down his thigh to his calf, out the cuff, to the floor. And you got to go back and watch When did the Phantom Turd appear?
Wait, and you're telling me there's footage of
There's
this?
always footage.
They know the kid who did it.
There's footage of me dancing down the hallways. There's footage of me riding the mop. I mean, they don't know it. They probably don't watch it. But there's footage of all these things. I'm skipping around. But there's also footage of kids shitting in their pants and letting it roll down.
Damn.
And then you get the call. We got a code brown in the hallway? Question mark? Shrug?
That's rough.
What
What do you clean up a turd in the hallway with? What do you do?
Rubber glove.
You just pick it? You palm it?
Now, listen, there's also an FPT. False Phantom Turd.
When someone dropped a Snickers bar?
These fucking kids will go out in the into the playground and they pull up the tar from the asphalt.
Oh, yeah.
And they roll it up and they ball it and they're like malicious little motherfuckers. Like, you're putting way too much thought into this prank to get me or get whoever.
Oh, they're doing it purposely as a prank.
It's happened too many times. They laid it right by the teacher's desk.
Okay,
so
that's purposeful.
In there, I'm like, why is there a turd right? And she sits in a little cove. I'm like, why the fuck is there a turd? So I go to the principal. I say, did Miss So-and-so have an animal in their class? She's like, well, no, why? I was like, are you sure? She's like, yeah, I actually was in there today most of the day. Like, they have to, you would know, they review, they sit in, they ghost the class, they watch.
Yeah, that's shitty. Principal's literally sitting in the teacher's classroom.
She's like, I was in there. There's no animal. I'm like, well, I just picked up a pretty decent sized log. She's like, what do you mean? I'm like, piece of shit. She's like, are you serious? I'm like, yeah. She's like, well, let me call the teacher and ask her. So she calls the teacher. I was like, you have an animal in your room? She's like, no, why? Like, well, because you found a piece of shit in your classroom. We're just trying to, and I'm like, here's the thing. So she's like, well, is it still in the trash? I'm like, yeah. So I take her to my little cart. I put my gloves on. I reach down and I'm fucking looking for this turd. There it is. I finally, oh, there it is. I thought I lost it. Pulled it out. And I'm holding it.
Where would you have lost it?
Well, I don't know. I don't know. Who knows? It's a big ass trash thing. I'm rolling it around. I'm like, tell me that's not a piece of shit. She's looking at it like, yeah, that's shit. And then I'm like, it's not shit. I start squeezing it. It's
you do this in front of the principal?
Yeah. Well, we're trying to get to the bottom of it. Because I had my doubts. Because I made the joke that, what kind of diet does this kid have that their shit is coming out that dehydrated, that dense, that black? If I might be saving a life, if this is an actual turd, I'm saving a kid's life. Because they're bleeding internally. There's something wrong here. And then come to find I'm squeezing. I'm like, oh, this ain't shit. I'm like, this is asphalt. Wasted your time.
Principal's like, never come in my office again.
Like, noted, FPT.
Did she actually say that?
No.
Okay.
Those are custodial terms. So yeah, the Phantom Turds, the fucking, the vomit messes, and it's a little bit of everything. I'm on afternoons though, so there's nobody there. I'm just cleaning up the mess from the day.
So there's a daytime
There's a daytime person. And they get all the codies. Code yellow, code V, code brown, code active shooter. That hasn't happened, thank God. They did do a mock one though where the sheriffs came in with Nerf guns and were hunting people down.
What?
And I'm not part of it. I'm walking around, I'm like, look at the guy, I'm like, how fucking long is this gonna take? I'm like, fucking kill him already and let's get on with it.
Gotcha.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, I have a job to do.
That's ridiculous. Coming in with Nerf guns.
But, I work with a lot of salt of the earth people. Good people.
Well, hello, staff and staff and students from. I'm not going to mention it. I don't even know the name of it.
Not even the district.
So I can't mention it. But of BMO's workplace, I was one of you for a while. Substitute teacher for 7 long years, from 2007 to 2014. Glad to have been out of it for as long as.
It seems so laughable to me.
I was not happy.
Dude, before I started there, I thought I held teachers in like a revered spot.
Yeah,
these people are fucking super smart, educated people. They're you know, they're the teachers of our society. You get in here and meet them. And it's like, some of them are like, and you just realize they're all regular people. And none of them are like super geniuses. Like, I just thought everyone teacher was like super smart. And you kind of opened me up to that because you were a substitute teacher. And I'm like, there's something fucked up here. I know this guy. There's something fucked up here. Like, if that guy's a substitute teacher, then I'm questioning the whole fucking system.
I had
the bottom.
I went to college. I had the necessary credits. I had experience working with children previously from the day camp jobs that I had.
I noticed all teachers like to bitch about how much they spent to become teachers.
Well, sure.
You don't hear the circus ringmaster talking about his time in clown college. You fucking chose to do it.
Well, teachers have to have continuing education, though. They have to continue to go to school for their entire lives.
No, I'm just making fun. I'm making fun. And any of the ones that I'm close with there that would actually be listening to this, no. I commend the job they do. That is a civic service for sure.
Teachers are not paid nearly enough.
Not even close. And neither are custodians, let's be honest. I handle shit, bro, whether it's real or not. I handle it. It could be asphalt. It could be asphalt. Either way, it's a mess.
Workers in general in this country are not paid fair living wages, but teachers who are professionals, just like a doctor or a lawyer, or pick your profession that has to have a lot of schooling and is held in high regard in our society, teachers are not paid nearly enough.
Is it teachers aren't paid enough, but they have aides in their class? Like my wife, she's an aide in the school that I work at, and get paid shit.
Yeah.
You get paid fucking... You might as well be working in a cobalt mine in fucking Africa, because that's like the kind of piddly shit you're making for the amount of work you're putting in my opinion.
Yeah, that was
like overworked, super appreciative, but with no like fiscal gain.
Yeah.
Like, you are doing a fucking amazing job. We love you. You are the best. I mean, you are the bee's knees. Shut up about that pay.
But we got no money for you.
You shut up.
Yeah.
Hey, pizza party.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons I didn't pursue a teaching certificate. I already had my bachelor's from Eastern, of course, in telecommunication and film.
One of the ones that I'm close with, one of my favorites is she went to Eastern. I poke fun at that shit.
Well, Eastern's a damn good teacher school, yeah. But yeah, that was a big part of the reason. I was like, wow, I'm like, teachers don't get paid unless you're in special education or high school sports. You don't get paid shit, and you get treated like shit from administrators, from parents, oftentimes from the kids. Like, yeah, I'm gonna do something else with my life.
Let me ask you this: what did your dad say that one time during a poker match? Can't remember.
What was it in regards to?
To Eastern Michigan, dude. He fucking... You said something, he came back with some snarky remark about Eastern Michigan, and you were so... One of the few times I seen you fucking speechless. You got up and walked away from the table, and he fucking pissed your ass off.
My dad and I, during that era...
He said something like, I have an education, he said, from Eastern Michigan. We all erupted laughing. You just put your head down.
Yeah, I mean, there was times, that stretch where I lived with my dad from 01 to 05... I mean, we were at each other's throat. Oh, absolutely.
Every time we played poker was a fight.
There was always the potential that there would be an explosive fight.
And what the fuck is wrong with your dad taking money from us? It's fucked up, bro. When I think back, Andrew, it was one thing if it was me or you, but Andrew was even younger than us. And he's sitting there
Andrew's still a kid.
Just gambling.
My dad's had a...
I lost my insurance money one night, bro.
Had a colorful life.
I lost my car insurance money one night to your fucking dad.
That's right. You lost it.
But then I play a man and just cheat her. She wouldn't even realize. I just take advantage.
Yeah, you were a bad cheater at poker. You remember that night you tried to rip off Sickolo on that hand? You just started raking in the pot. He had won with a straight.
I believe it.
And I was like, hey, Sickolo actually won the hand. And I remember you were like, bullshit. I was like, he's got a straight. You'd already, and you knew. You were just raking in the pot.
Straight to my pot, motherfucker.
And then I think you said something like, well, I mean, I'll split the pot with him. Like,
I do know exactly what
he won the hand.
Now, was that worse behavior than when Brad slapped me?
Well, no, that
we're getting busted, bro. Busted that nut right on him. He didn't know what to do.
That's right. I forgot he slapped you in the face. No, he was Brad, good friend.
He Will Smith me before Will Smith even thought of it.
But yeah, terrible loser. Terrible.
Very bad.
He couldn't handle the trash talk. That's what it was.
I know.
You were so relentless, and you. There was that run there where it just seemed like you had the best luck in the world, and you would be turning up the most improbable hands, and they were always winners. And he just snapped. He couldn't take it. Slapped you in the face.
I know I had like aces or something, dude. Busted his ass.
Yeah, that was rough.
Oh my God, the River Rat.
The River Rat. That's what we called you. Maybe next episode we can tell some old poker tales. Maybe we'll call up Brad. The Tells and Tales.
Tells and Tales. I have all the player profiles. It's fun to read through that and laugh.
Maybe we'll take a trip down memory lane. Maybe we'll get a guest in studio or on the phone. But if you guys want to interact with the show, comment, feed us a topic, tell us we're full of shit, whatever.
If you do something cool, want to be a guest.
That too. If you're doing something cool, or someone you know is doing something cool or salacious or newsworthy.
This might be a little risque for some of the teachers I know, but
or maybe if you just have some sort of a weird fetish. We're looking for we're looking for the whole rainbow, the whole potpourri of humanity
Jay's got
to be on this show. Does he? Yeah. What is it?
Fish and old women.
Wait. Yeah.
No, wait. Boil on
the hell do you mean by that? Fish and old women?
Man, I think man gets sex.
Or one and the same.
Oh, I didn't even thought about that. That's like a turducken.
Wait,
his dick and a fish and a woman.
You're telling me he has two separate fetishes, one for old women?
He might not be sexually aroused by fish, but I'm starting to wonder.
Based on what?
He talks about it with such reverence, and
he's passionate about fishing, man. You're making a leap from he's an avid fisherman to he's porking the fish.
Sometimes you can't get to the punchline without spreading things out a little bit. Right?
And I don't think being attracted to older women is a fetish. Are you talking like gilfs? Like he's going old?
He's 50, so like 80's out of the realm for him.
Wait, what's that? Say that again?
80? You heard 80? You heard what I said.
And like that's a pattern with him.
Oh yeah.
All right. Yeah, he got a taste.
He like the old women.
And that taste is dry and salty.
He's dating a young lady right now. She's 50. She's young. She's a young lady.
All right. Well,
tell me, bro.
You want to contact us? You like what you're hearing on this show? You can do that at vagrantsandvandals@gmail.com. Once again, that is vagrants, letter N, vandals@gmail.com. BMO, any parting words?
Like and fucking subscribe, or we will find you and beat the shit out of you.
Let's be honest, neither of us has the energy for that.
I'm just joking. But like and subscribe.
Until next time.